Hey guys, Crystal here. Today I'm bringing you a showcase video to talk about the latest Starcraft 2 co-op commander, Stettman. Now, Stettman is a very interesting character, but you know what, let's just jump into this and we'll talk about his units here. He's got Zergling, Baneling, Hydralisk, Lurker, Corruptor, Broodlord, Infestor, Ultralisk, and some Roaches. Let's go ahead and take a look at his units. We'll go over the other stuff later. His main unit is Gary, which can be upgraded into Super Gary later. Super Gary has energy orb that shoots out like this, and it does pretty good against all the units here. He has...
Our presence is required.
You know, I'm going to have to back up a bit. One of Stettman's main abilities is this Stettylite here, the Deploy Stettylite. You can do this. It functions like Zerg Creep. Your hatcheries generate a Stet zone, and you can expand that by going to the edge of it. You can't place it beyond. You do this, and it extends the Stet zone. And that's about that. There are 3 different options for the Stet zone. You can either have your units move faster, you can have your units regenerate health, or you can have units regenerate energy. And we'll talk about more of the energy in a little bit, but one of the main things to take note of is if you have the blue speed, it does increase your worker speed, and putting that on your allies' minerals will make them very happy. So, back to Gary. Gary's second ability is Stettylite Overcharge, and if your Stettylite configuration is for blue speed, you get an extra speed bonus by overcharging this. It only affects 1. If your Stettylite configuration is healing, then your bonus is basically a shield like this. You can see the shield. So if your Stettylite configuration is energy, his bonus is an extra 60 energy over 45 seconds. So that's what that ability does. Mass transportation, basically if Gary is somewhere dangerous, he can teleport back to a Stettylite, like that. And it teleports an area about range 6 or 7. I don't know the exact range, but it takes Stettman's units and your allies' units back to the same location. So you do grab your ally units. You need to be careful of that. Like if you have somebody who doesn't want units moved, that's fine. If you have Super Gary, which is an upgrade at level 15, he'll generate his own stat zone, and that's kind of cool. So you get extra bonuses by doing that, so that's kind of nice. And that's kind of your main early game unit is Gary, Super Gary, and he's pretty good. He's pretty weak though. Gary has 500 hit points, Super Gary has 1,000, so that's basically what you're going to be doing, is covering the map with Stettylites like you see here, and you're going to be switching between the speed, the healing, and the energy. So let's talk about his units first, and then we're going to talk about the energy. So we've got his basic Zerglings, which these are all mechanical units. Zerglings are basic units, like so. Can you make a few carriers for me to attack? Alright, so yeah, Zerglings, basic Zerglings, Banelings, basic Banelings. They do basic Baneling damage, so that's kind of nice. We've got our Hydralisk that has a decent attack versus ground, but its main attack is versus air. And if I can grab a Overlord, I'm going to show you. His anti-air damage is absolutely phenomenal with Hydralisks. If you look at this, it just wrecks everything. Let's attack one of the carriers here. It has excellent range. It, like, just a few Hydralisks can take down a carrier, and it's pretty darn nice. So, yeah, those Hydralisks are pretty amazing. The Hydralisks can be morphed into Lurkers if you have a Lurker Den. The Lurkers attack like normal, but they've also got a couple of nifty upgrades, like this Tunnel of Terror algorithm, which you can move towards enemies and it'll attack them. And yeah, that does a decent amount of bonus damage. What is the extra damage? 60 damage. Or you can tell them to all target one single unit. I can't do that at the moment because these are all friendlies. But yeah, those are the abilities for the Lurker. We've got... I'm going to show the Infestors last. Ultralisk's basic Ultralisk. Burrow Charge is something that Kerrigan has had, so it's pretty obvious what it is. You can also absorb energy from other units with your Ultralisk. We'll talk about the energy in a little bit. Let's see here. We've got Corruptors that attack air as usual, but they've also got Cluster Busters, which do area of effect air damage, and that's kind of nice. You can do this Solvent that deals 10 damage per second for 3 seconds. That's ground units, ground structures. It's kind of like the vanilla counterpart, but I've forgotten what that's called. Caustic Spray, I think. His next unit is the Mecha Battle Carrier Lord, which is it's kind of a mix of Broodlord, Battle Cruiser, and Carrier. It attacks ground units pretty well. Let's go ahead and attack this poor little Zergling. We've got Locust Scepters, which are like Broodlings, Locusts, and Interceptors all in one. So let's go ahead and attack a few Zerglings and show that. Yeah, you got Locusts flying like Interceptors, becoming Broodlings, and they're just wrecking the Zerglings. You're going to notice a few of these mechanical screw parts flying, but that's okay. Overseers, basic protection, they can do that.
Chrono boost online.
Overlords, about the same. So let's talk about energy now. Every single unit in Stettman's army utilizes Egonergy, and what that is for a lot of units like Infestors, it's their basic energy, but every unit gets a bonus as long as they have energy. Like for Zerglings, their bonus is an extra speed boost. If you look at this minus 0.35 on the weapon speed, if I move out of the zone, no, wait, he has full energy. I have to waste some of my energy and I'll show you. So let's go ahead and we're going to deplete the energy on this guy right here. And it's going to take just a little bit of a second. And you'll notice when the Zergling is out of energy, that bonus will disappear. There we go, it's gone. And it becomes a normal Zergling. So every unit has a thing where so long as it has energy, it's going to do better than its counterpart. For Zerglings, that's attack speed. For Banelings, it is Hardened Shell, which is somewhere here.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh, it looks like one of the other abilities for the Baneling is for every point of energy it has, it adds 1 point of damage. So if you have 50 energy, that's 50 extra damage. So that's kind of nice. Where is the Hardened Shell thing? It should be listed under the Baneling. Ah, I haven't upgraded it yet. Mecha Banelings will absorb 2 damage per point of Egonergy, so that's kind of nice. Also, side note, Stettman's buildings can do 2 upgrades at once, and yeah, so you'll need 1 of each building, 2 of the evolution chambers, and they can do all their upgrades. So yeah, Zerglings do have a Hardened Shell ability that they'll basically absorb energy for every point that you have, or sorry, absorb damage for every point of energy that you have, so that's kind of nice. Hydralisks do double damage versus air while they have energy, and it costs 10 points of energy to utilize that. I'm not sure where that's listed, but it is listed somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, Hydralisks do double damage versus air units so long as they have energy, and attacking air units uses 10 energy per shot. So that's the Hydralisk bonus, and it's pretty sweet. Double damage versus air is pretty nice. Lurkers, I'm pretty sure it's just their abilities that use their energy, same with Ultralisks, but I could be wrong on that. For Broodlords, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh yeah, it's their Stettmotto cannon. Let's go ahead and showcase the Stettmotto cannon here.
Your forces are under attack.
Hope my ally keeps me safe while I'm showcasing this. Props to you, what's your name? Tentacles for helping me out on this. So let's use the Yamato cannon, or Stettmato cannon. Yeah, we've got a.
That should greatly
they're just
increase
blasting the
output of our
crap out of
structures.
these, so. And they become. It's kind of cool. So that's what uses energy on those. For the corruptors, it is the cluster bombs, which is the area of attack for that. And if you're in a purple zone, you'll regenerate energy very, very quickly, 8 ego energy per second. If you're on health, you regenerate 8 health per second, and if you're in a speed movement, you get 160% speed. And these bonuses are, I think, half for allies. Yeah, 8 for me, 4 for ally, 16 for me, 8 for ally, 160 for me, 80 for ally. So it does work. Now, Stettman's big. This is currently, at the time of making this video, right now his best unit right now is the Infestor, and I'll show you why. All you have to do is spam roaches, the roaches away ability, and if you're in a purple zone, they regenerate energy so quickly that you can just constantly spam, send out an army, do this. By the time they're in there, you're ready for a new wave. And they pop out, and you can just keep doing this all map long and get like thousands and thousands of roaches and infestors, and you can just wreck entire maps. Your computer will not be happy with you. I'm already dropping frames, but that is one of them. The infestors have that roaches away ability. They've got UMIC, where you can basically target a friendly unit and it does good things to them, like restoring life, energy, etc. You've got the deconstructed roach knights, which you can use on enemy buildings, and it does a lot of damage to them, 500 damage over 10 seconds, and it disables them. So infestors are pretty powerful units if you know how to use them. Basically keep them in a purple zone, spam their abilities, and you'll take out half the enemy bases, and it's just pretty awesome. So, in fact, let's take care of this wave that's coming up. So, we'll go ahead and grab this. And the Ravagers aren't bad against air units. I mean, they're okay. The Ravagers do auto-cast, unlike their multiplayer counterparts, so that is very nice for those of you who are not very micro-friendly. Yeah. Let's see, what else does Stettman have to talk about? You can place his buildings anywhere, basically, and that's pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about another aspect of Stettman. His units, when they die, I'm going to show you what happens when they die. You'll notice things flying out of the units when they do die. You'll notice these little screw-looking things flying out. And these are collected by either Gary or Stettalites. They won't be collected if you're not near a Stettalite or not near Gary. But as you collect enough of these, your units will be regenerated at their main tech building. So you'll get partial army reconstitution. Not full, and I don't know the exact ratio, but you will get some of your units back. So that is an upgrade you have to unlock a little bit later, but I think it is worth it. So yeah, that is, I think, just about everything there is to him. The more you spread your stat zone around the map, the better off you're going to be. If your units need energy, keep it on purple to regenerate their energy. If they need health, put it on green to regenerate their health. And all other times it should be left on blue to increase your mineral income here for you and your ally, and everyone will be super, super happy. So, yeah, let's go ahead and completely wreck this base real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and make a super, super army, and we're just going to go ahead and completely destroy everything. And this is kind of a little showcase of him. His infestors are basically the units that are great. His second best unit is the Hydralisk. It has amazing anti-air. and it's pretty good for everything. So you'll notice I'm using the deconstructive nanites on some of these buildings here. It's working pretty well. It does a lot of damage to them. Pretty good. So yeah, you don't have a lot of early game options. There's no offensive call downs. All you have is Gary, Zerglings, and Hydralisks. That is your early game. You will have to deal with that for a little while, but once you get past your Zergling Hydralisk stage, you can either switch to Mass Hydralisks or Mass Infestors, and you should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do this bonus here, and then it will take you to the Mastery screen, and we'll show you that. Let's do the bonus, then I'm going to show the Masteries. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over here. We'll grab a couple more Hydralisks, and I did not hotkey my stuff very well here this game, because this has just been a showcase game, so...
Of course. What?
Your forces are under attack. Not enough energy.
Alright, let's go.
What should we do?
And this is one of the ways to do this. Extend your Stettalites as you're engaging. It's a very effective way to increase your range, so yeah. Works pretty well.
Amon has lost his defiled
Let's go ahead and
construct.
finish up the game, and I'll take you to the Mastery screen, and
you
I'm going
scrappy
to thank
little
my ally
go-getters
for
make me so
helping.
happy.
Our ally must be present to claim the objective.
Alright. So let's go ahead and finish this, and I will show you some of his upgrades, and we will go ahead and...
Cover the battlefield in Stettalites. They're super helpful, and they look great.
Yeah, I do like Stettman's dialogue. It's pretty sweet. Excuse me. Yeah. Show off.
Another lock has now been activated.
The bad guys never stood a chance.
No, they did not.
All 5 celestial locks have been
Alright,
activated.
so I
Amon
think
will
we're
be
going to go over
unable
his
to
main
bypass
15
them again.
upgrades first.
Well done, Commanders.
And then we will go
Onar
over
is
his
saved.
Masteries, and we'll just discuss all of the stuff there. So let's go ahead and get into that screen and give it a quick once over. So here we go. Dum-de-doo-de-doo-de-doo. Alright, let's go ahead and leave here. Alright, Stettman's upgrades. Stettman can deploy Stettalites, which grant passive stat zone enhancements, structures that unlock limited to 1, Mecha larvae spawn at an increased rate, etc., etc. His units utilize Egonergy, which I hope I covered well enough in the video. Basically everything, just if you can't remember all the stuff that it does, just take away that every unit, if it has energy, it does better. If that's your only takeaway, at least take away that. Level 2 unlocks the energy regen. Level 3 unlocks Gary's ability to overcharge the Stettalites, make them do better. Level 4 unlocks some Zergling Baneling upgrades. Level 5 unlocks the ability to reconstitute your units when they die. Level 6 Lurkers. Level 7, when you upgrade to Lair and Hive, each time you do that, you get 2 extra Stettalite charges. So once you upgrade to a Lair, you get 5 instead of 3, and once you upgrade to a Hive, you get 7 instead of 5 charges, and those don't stack. So if you get like 2 Hives, 8 Lairs, you don't get extra charge. So 1 Lair, 1 Hive, that's your bonus. Level 8, you get some Hydra Lurker upgrades. You get the Hydralisk range upgrade here. That's arguably one of the better upgrades, because plus 3 range. Oh. Level 9. This is basically Stettman's final upgrade right here. Level 9. It allows you to upgrade 2 things simultaneously. After that, it's just all quality of life after this. Level 10, you get Infestor Tech. Basically allows you to solo brutal games at that point. Level 11 is the Mecha Battle Carrier Lord, which is fan service as far as I'm concerned, but we all love it. Very expensive though. Level 12 Ultralisk, level 13 Zerglings and Banelings will drop double, so you almost always get your Zerglings and Banelings back. Level 14, you get some upgrades for your air units. And level 15, Gary can upgrade to Super Gary once you get to Hive Tech. Does cost 450 minerals and quite a bit of gas, though. So let's go over his Masteries real quick. You've got upgrade resource costs and Gary ability cooldown. Each one of these is 2% for that, 1% for that. You've got Stet Zone bonus, which as far as I'm concerned is absolutely phenomenal. Those are 2% each. Energy pool is 1% each. I don't care for that. Deploy Steadlight cooldown. At the time of this video, this is glitched. It is not minus 1.6 seconds per, and it is not minus 50 seconds. It's minus 5 at max mastery. So they multiplied by 10 wrong here. And you've got your structure morph rate. So yeah, that is Stettman for you. He's a pretty interesting character. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on him. My personal suggestion, go Hydralisk until you get to level 10. Then mix up some Hydralisks and Infestors, because your Infestor tech unlocks level 10. Practice around with Infestors. I know they hurt computers right now. Hopefully the frame issues are fixed for most people later on. But spamming the Roaches and Ravagers, it does decent damage against air, to be honest. The Ravagers do. You want about 8 to 12 Infestors, and that's fine. And that's all you need. As long as you're in a purple zone, you will regenerate enough energy to spam them constantly the entire map. Just be kind to your computer and don't do it too often, because it hurts your frames. But yeah, those are the two compositions I think work best. Hydralisk early game, Hydra Infestor late game. I think that works pretty well if you're really wanting to play around. Mecha Battle Carrier Lord is kind of fun to play with. Banelings are alright. Super Gear is pretty fun to play with. But yeah, hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hopefully I was able to teach you. If not, I'm sorry. Tried my best. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good night. Bye-bye.